Welcome to the Growth Secrets Podcast, where we break down strategies and techniques that will grow your company like never before. Join us as we uncover growth secrets from some of the greatest marketers and business owners from around the world. Learn the secrets that will allow you to stand apart from the competition and live the life you deserve. And now, here is your host, Cooper Saunders. He is the owner and founder of Wise Guys Digital Marketing, two-time National Bestselling Author, and a business growth expert. Without any further ado, let's jump right in.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Growth Secrets Podcast. I'm your host, Cooper Saunders, and today what I'm going to talk about is how to grow your following online and to build a fan club. Now, this is the same process I used to create 2 national best-selling books, and what I'm going to walk through is really how to grow your very own community and establish yourself as an expert. In business, when you have a solid community that love you, love your business, and love everything about you, and you love them, it is very, very hard not to flourish in business. And so what we need to talk about, and what we will talk about, is when I came in this morning into our COVID podcasting center, and we've got a really nice, as soon as COVID hit, of course, we just set up a very, very nice podcasting center in our office, and we have cameras and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to wait until we go back to the office. So we're in our COVID podcasting center. But when I walked in, I said, hey, I want to focus on and show how to create very own community like we did to sell our books. And we've got a core group of very, very loyal fans that I love and adore. And I go out of my way to ask them, hey, what are you guys wanting? What do you want me to see? And I received an email last night. I was like, hey, we'd love to see how you create a community. How did you do that? Because I've wanted to do it myself. And to pull up the email, 1 second. Hey, Cooper, I was looking to see if you could create a podcast and sort of walk through how to create a community. Of course. Because I know with a lot of people, you get a group of 1,000 people to really know and love you, and I'll show you how to do it. Then those 1,000 people, or 500 or 30, whatever, when you're growing, they'll tell their friends about you. They'll pull up your podcast for them. They'll share with you your book. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cover the step-by-step process that I took to grow our community. Now, I don't have this written out. I'll get off tangents, and my producing team will flag me down and say, hey, relax. But what I'm going to do is walk through my process. It's not going to be perfect. I might be all over the place. But I'm going to take you step by step on how to do it for yourself. No matter what, there's a community for everybody. No matter what you want to do, you can find a group of 1,000 people that will follow you, buy anything you do, support you in any way. But the first thing that you need to understand is you need to have their interests first in mind. You need to show them value. You need to show that you truly care about them. And that's really my starting point, is I truly want the people that I work with, the people that subscribe to our email list, that follow us online, to succeed. And that is the main thing, is that you care for the people that are going to be your fans, because they can feel it. If you're not genuine, with these podcasts, I could be like, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. But that's not what people are looking for. They're looking for humans. Humans make mistakes. I stutter. I say, blah, blah, blah. But people are looking for other people, not companies, not robots. They're looking for people that are real. And that's the first thing that you need to understand is whatever you do, it's never going to be perfect. But as long as you've got a genuine, method behind it, or they understand that you care about them. That is the main. Before you start any of this, you need to truly give value. You need to truly care about people. It's not going to be perfect, but as long as the content is there, you will succeed. And so once you understand that, you need to pick what you want to build your community around. That could be starting a llama farm. You're teaching people how to start a llama farm, anything, because there's so many people out there that once you have a topic, so let's say right now, let's just use myself as an example, teaching small business owners how to grow their company. That was my main topic. That is my goal. And I commit myself to being the best at being able to do that. I'm the best at growing small businesses, and that's my life's work. And so when I got that down, I said, okay, I've got this. So this is really going to be the outline for your book or the content that you will make. You're going to have 5 to 10 key topics, and these are going to be your chapters. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this because there's a lot of content on how to format and write a book, but I'm just going to show you how I did it because it was pretty easy for me. So I just had a Word doc at the top. I had, growing small businesses, and then I had 5 to 10 key topics. And under those topics, I had about 5 to 15 key bullet points that I was going to type on. And you might be saying, oh, I'm not a great writer, or I'm a slow typer, or all that stuff. Well, with me, trust me, and like I said earlier in the podcast, it's not going to be perfect. And with me, I'm not the greatest typer. I'm not the best, I'm not the most poetic. But the content was there. It helped people grow, and that's all that matters. Then what I did was I opened up Microsoft Word, and I used the dictate tool, and I just talked through those key points that I had. Hey, you need to have a strategy. I talked about strategy. I talked about, it's not going to happen overnight, your foundation, all that good stuff. But before you start writing the book or really, really diving into it, it should take you a month, 2-3 months, which is not bad. Sitting down and writing 30 minutes to an hour a day, you'll get it done pretty quick. You'll be very surprised. You can also use the Grammarly tool, and it edits for you. So you're going to type it, you're going to edit it, you can format the book. And again, look on YouTube for KDP. That's what I used. It's just Kindle Direct Publishing, and it's great. That's really not the hard part of this and growing your community. I can go into the nuts and bolts of how I did that in a different episode, but there's so much content on that. But with what I'm going to explain here, there's not. And I think it's very important that I spend most of the time talking about how to grow this community. So once you have your bullet points of the chapters, you need to, in the previous episode, we talked about ethical bribes. You need to pull your ethical bribe and a headline out of this outline that you made. So your target market with me was like business owners. It was business owners. It is business owners. And I think the ethical bribe was a cheat sheet, how to quit wasting money on people that don't care about your business. And whoever requested that, okay, that means that they're already marketing. They're tired of wasting their money. And if they requested that ethical bribe, that means they are to my target market. And it was great information. Like I said, I really took time, and it was packed with value. And so once they saw that, they're like, oh, wow, this is great. First impressions matter. You give them something that isn't of value, it's almost like, you're kicking them in the face. Hey, what the heck's this? It's just a pile of manure, right? So once they're like, oh, wow, this is great, you're going to head. So once you get your ethical bribe done in the headline, you're going to head to Facebook. Now, this is how you're going to gather your leads. You're going to create a business Facebook page for your personal account. So mine's Cooper Saunders, and yours, John Doe. This is not your personal Facebook page. You can't run ads from personal Facebook page. It's your business Facebook account. And you're going to create a lead generation ad targeting people that would want this content, this ethical bribe. When they request this information, you're going to send them an ethical bribe. You're going to get their contact information, whether it's their name, email, phone number. I think I just did name, email. You're going to add them to an email sequence. Now I use Constant Contact. And so I already had 10 to 15 emails right now. Now, you don't have to do this. You're really just getting started is the main point, is that once you can start to get 50 people, then that's exciting. But with me, I had 10 to 15 to send once, I think it's twice a month, where I was just keeping in touch. Hey, in every book, in every email, I notified them, hey, I've got a book coming out, pre-order the book, buy the book. And so when that book came out, we sent an email, but all those pre-orders will hit at once. Boom. Shooting you up to the National Bestsellers list on Amazon. And really all of the, because what it is that you can get pre-orders, but they all register on your release date. So now you understand how all these authors will become national bestsellers, all that stuff is because they understand that the pre-orders, you create that ethical bribe. Now, a lot of the times, authors get it all wrong. They spend years and years and years trying to do this. Well, you can do this within 4 months, So you'll start growing this massive database of leads. You're providing them so much value. And in this email sequence, you're giving them value that they would want, that can help them. Like with one of mine, for example, it's, audit your Google My Business, what you could be doing better. And I gave them a checklist. Hey, does your Google business have everything filled out? Is your address correct? Are you getting reviews? It was something that they could take and they can look forward to getting information from me. It wasn't something like, oh, it's just more spam. No, I mean, I think I had open rates around 75, 80% when the industry average is what, 2%? Because they understood that, okay, this guy's going to give me value. He cares. While it's not always perfect, it is helpful. And so you have just amassed this massive database, even if it's 100, 200. That's pretty big if you're really giving them value and they care about you. So you've got this, and this starts to grow, and they tell their friends. The next step is just to create a simple website where you can upload blogs, add content, create videos, podcasts. And so they can, you can put when your book's coming out, a little intro of your book. And so when that book is finally released, all those pre-orders are hit at once. You shoot to the top of the charts. You've got a community to where they've all got your book, your chat, you're setting up meetings with them, paid consultations. You've got this amazing group of people that love you. You provide so much value to them. They've got your book. Then you can notify them of paid subscriptions or VIP content. You can charge $10, $15, $20, $100 a month for this stuff. You've got 1,000 people, 1,500, and then it's like the flywheel, right? Where you push, not much, you're not moving anywhere, but then all of a sudden, it's going by itself, and it's going. And that's the key of, and people sometimes are like, hey, I don't really like social media. Well, you don't even have to be on social media for this. I mean, you don't have to be posting, and what's really important is you've got direct access to their email. You're giving them value, they become paid subscriptions, and so you can have a group of, like with us, I mean, I think our email marketing is like over 50,000 people, and it grows and grows, and you don't need to be on social media posting that type of stuff. I mean, I love social media. I think it's great if it's another tool that you want to use, but you don't have to, is my point. Like with me, we've got paid subscriptions, all that stuff, but you don't see the guy that's like, hey, I'm in my garage with my Ferraris, knowledge, that guy. You don't have to be like that. And I think that's the most important thing, is that even if you are worried about the people in your city, you're like, hey, I don't really want my neighbors to see this ethical bribe or the video I create. And what you can do is exclude your city that you're living in. So you can run to all the United States, but exclude, like, say, Kansas City. So you don't have to worry about it. There's no pressure. But once you start building that, like with me, once you start building that loyal fan base, then you don't care. You're like, hey, I'll run to my city because I've got literally 50,000 people that love me. And then the fear of criticism just vanishes. And it's a real fear, and fear is real. But once you get people that love you, you're starting to make a good income, residual income from providing value. And again, the best way to become wealthy and to really, make a difference in the world is giving someone more in use value than you take from them in money. Yeah, so like with our, let's say the book that we sell might not be worth $15 in ink and paper, but let's say you buy that book, that's $15, and you make $100,000 off the strategies we give you. Okay, I'm giving you more in use value than you exchanged me in money equivalent, right? So that is the key, is that, hey, yeah, okay, it's $20, but you'll make X amount. You're adding more life, and that's the best way to make money in this world, is you're giving value, you're helping people achieve their goals. You've got this massive fan base. And then business is very, very simple. You stick to the basics. Nothing ever is going to be perfect with this podcast. I mean, my producers sometimes want to chop my head off because I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. I mean, I said, or they heard me cough. I mean, who cares? I mean, it's something where it's like whenever there's people on, and of course they just gave me a dirty look because I'm going off on a tangent. But it's like when you see people, if you've ever been in front of a camera and you're recording and you, like the last time we were watching the Ford Lightning, or it was a couple nights ago, the Ford Lightning reveal, and there's a lady on there and she was talking and she stuttered, and I was like, if it was me, man, I'd be stuttering, and people just, I mean, really, it's very, very tough, and nothing's ever going to be perfect. But I was like, hey, you're rocking it, girl. Like I couldn't do it. I think it's great you're doing that, and the people that understand that are the people you want to influence anyway. You don't want some cynical dweeb being like, oh, that's not perfect. Well, of course it's not perfect. We're humans, and so. That is the way you can either become a national bestseller, have residual income, and really, because there's nothing better than you open up your laptop and you get like 15 emails. You're like, you're the best. Thank you so much. This is what happened to me. I mean, I've got a wall in my office that's just emails of, hey, you made such a difference in my life. This is what we did. This is what's happening. Hey, and that's way more valuable to me than money. I mean, I look in there, it's just that feeling that you get of, hey, you helped this person, and there's nothing better than that. So, coming back to what we're talking about here, a simple overview of how you're going to grow this community. Create the outline. What are you going to be talking about? Establish your chapters and have key points of what you're going to talk about within each chapter. You're going to pull a particular very valuable piece of information, like a movie, like how movie trailers do. Oh, I want to see that. And you're going to offer it. You're going to create a business Facebook page for yourself. You're going to offer it as an ethical bribe, get their email, add them to an email sequence, build that relationship, let them know, hey, you've got a book coming out, or a content or paid subscription. You're going to continue offering them value. Then when the book comes out, all those pre-orders get hit once. You shoot to the national bestseller, and then these people that are you paid to have, with the ethical bribe, I mean, it is you're paying to get these people. Then it starts to be organic, and it's that flywheel, right? So send them valuable emails, notify them when it's done, develop a paid subscription so you get paid residually on a monthly basis, and become a business that is bulletproof. Because when you have a core group of evangelists, when COVID hit, a lot of businesses were scrambling, but not the ones that have built a community and a name for themselves. It's funny how it works that way, right? Oh, the businesses that cared about the success of their, people and built a community are doing well. I wonder why. Okay? If you have any questions, text me at 816-708. What is it? 0814. Yep. Or you can email me. Shoot me. You can really, the best way to contact me is shoot me a text or call me on 816-708-0184. And of course, the producer's like, hey, don't give out your mobile number. I don't care. And I look forward to seeing you next week. What are we going to talk about next week? We're going to talk about how to rank higher in local SEO, which was supposed to be today, but I wanted to talk about this. So grow your community. Follow us on social media at Cooper Saunders, wherever, if you go Facebook, Instagram, wise guys, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. We'll talk very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Growth Secrets Podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. We really appreciate that effort, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Growth Secrets Podcast.